Have you ever wondered why it feels so difficult to change your habits? Even when you set a clear intention to start something new, it often feels like your mind pulls you right back into old routines. It is like there is an invisible force, keeping you stuck in the same behaviors, the same thought loops, and the same emotional reactions. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Many women experience this every single day. You wake up determined to do things differently. But by the end of the day, it feels like nothing changed. The most frustrating part is that deep down, you know what you want. You know you want to feel more energized, more focused, and more in control of your life. But knowing is not the same as doing. That gap between intention and action often feels impossible to cross. Louise Hay dedicated her life to helping people bridge that gap. According to her teachings, every habit we have, whether positive or negative, begins with a single thought. That thought, repeated often enough, becomes a belief. And that belief, over time, shapes how we behave, how we feel, and even how we see the world. Maybe you have tried to start waking up earlier. Maybe you promised yourself you would start eating healthier or speak more kindly to yourself. But after a few days, life gets busy. Stress shows up. And before you realize it, you fall back into familiar patterns. You start to doubt yourself. You wonder if change is even possible for you. Let me tell you, it absolutely is. Louise always said that the power to change is available in this exact moment. Not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, this present moment is your point of power. The moment where transformation becomes possible. You do not need a special event or a perfect circumstance. All you need is one decision, one thought, one small shift. That is where it starts. Your brain is wired for familiarity. It wants to protect you by keeping you in what feels safe, even if that safety is actually making you unhappy. This is why breaking old habits feels so hard. But the beautiful thing is that your brain is also capable of learning something new. It can create new patterns, new pathways, and new habits that support the life you want to live. In this video, I will help you understand how your brain learns and how you can finally create habits that last. Habits that bring you peace, joy, and fulfillment. But first, let me ask you something. What is one habit you have been trying to change but keep falling back into? Take a moment to really think about it. And if you feel comfortable, share it in the comments below. Writing it down can be your first step toward real change. And who knows, your story might inspire someone else who is going through the same struggle. Now, let's continue. Together, we will explore why breaking old habits feels so challenging and how you can gently retrain your mind for lasting success. Let's start by understanding what is really happening inside your mind every time you try to create a new habit. Your brain is a fascinating and complex system designed for one main purpose: survival. And for your brain, survival often means sticking to what is familiar. Even if those familiar patterns are making you feel unhappy, stressed, or stuck, your brain believes they are safe simply because they are known. Louise Hay often spoke about the power of our thoughts and how repetition creates our reality. When you repeat a certain thought long enough, it becomes part of your subconscious programming. This is how both positive and negative habits are formed. Your brain loves efficiency. It creates shortcuts, known as neural pathways, that make repetitive behaviors automatic over time. This is why you can drive home from work without even thinking about each turn. Your brain already knows the way. The same thing happens with your emotional and behavioral patterns. Let's imagine that for years you have told yourself that you are not good enough. That thought, repeated over and over, becomes a belief. Then, without realizing it, you start making decisions and taking actions that reinforce that belief. Maybe you stay in unhealthy relationships. Maybe you avoid new opportunities at work. Or maybe you find yourself procrastinating on things that matter to you. All connects back to that original belief that was formed through repetition. The good news is that if repetition can create negative patterns, it can also build positive ones. Louise always emphasized that change begins with awareness. The first step is recognizing the thoughts and behaviors that are no longer serving you. Start paying attention to your internal dialogue. What are the phrases you tell yourself most? Often are they encouraging, or are they keeping you stuck? To shift these patterns, you need to consciously introduce new thoughts, and not just once or twice. Real change happens when you feed your mind with new, empowering messages every single day. This is where affirmations become such a powerful tool. Louise Hay taught that affirmations are like planting seeds in the garden of your mind. With regular care and attention, those seeds will grow. Imagine waking up each morning and choosing a thought like, "I am worthy of happiness," or "I am creating positive changes in my life." At first, it might feel strange. Your mind might resist. But with consistency, that new thought begins to take root. And let me ask you something. You ever tried using affirmations before? Yes? What was your experience? And if you haven't, what is one positive statement you feel comfortable starting with today? Feel free to share your answer in the comments. Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. In the next part of this video, we will talk about why emotional impact plays such a huge role in making new habits stick. Understanding this next step can make your transformation even faster and more effective. Now that you understand the power of repetition, let's explore the second way your brain learns new patterns. This is through emotional impact. Louise Hay always reminded us that emotions are the language of the subconscious mind. Whenever you experience something that triggers a strong emotional reaction, your brain immediately pays attention. It marks that moment as important and stores it deeply within you. This is why certain memories, whether joyful or painful, stay with you for years and feel so vivid even after a long time. Think back to a time in your life when something happened that made you feel completely overwhelmed. Maybe it was a heartbreak, the loss of a loved one, or even a moment of deep embarrassment. That single event probably left an emotional imprint on you. Your brain linked that emotional intensity with survival. It believed that remembering the event would protect you from experiencing something similar in the future. Unfortunately, this natural response sometimes creates barriers that hold you back. Emotional wounds from the past often become the root of limiting beliefs. For example, if you were repeatedly criticized as a child, you may have developed a belief that you are not good enough. Over time, that belief shapes the way you see yourself and how you navigate the world. Without realizing it, you start avoiding situations where you might face more criticism. This avoidance becomes a protective habit, but it also keeps you from growing. Louise Hay deeply understood this connection between emotion and habit. That's why she developed methods that use both repetition and emotional healing to create lasting change. One powerful technique she often used was guided visualization. These exercises were designed to stir positive emotions and create new emotional experiences linked to empowering thoughts. When you pair a new belief with a strong feeling of joy, hope, or relief, the subconscious mind accepts it more easily and begins to form new neural pathways. Let's take an example. Suppose you want to build the habit of self-confidence. Saying affirmations like, "I am confident," can be helpful. But when you add emotion by imagining yourself smiling, standing tall, and feeling proud, that impact multiplies. Your brain will remember not just the words, but the emotional experience tied to them. That emotional layer makes the new habit stronger and more lasting. Another helpful practice is to celebrate small wins. Every time you notice a tiny improvement and allow yourself to feel genuine pride or happiness, you strengthen the new habit. Your brain begins to associate change with pleasure instead of fear. Now, let me ask you something. Can you recall a moment when you felt genuinely proud of yourself? It does not have to be something big. Maybe it was completing a task you had been putting off, or standing up for yourself in a difficult situation. Take a moment to bring that memory back. Feel it fully. And if you feel inspired, share your story in the comments. Your experience could encourage someone else who is walking this same path. In the next part of this video, we will explore how to combine repetition and emotional impact into a simple daily routine that truly supports the habits you want to create. Now that you understand how repetition and emotional impact work separately, it is time to explore how combining these two powerful forces can accelerate your transformation. Louise Hay often said that real change happens when the mind and the heart work together. This means blending consistent mental practice with emotional engagement. When you do both at the same time, your new habits form faster and with greater ease. Let's imagine you want to create the habit of speaking kindly to yourself. Repeating affirmations like "I am worthy" is a great start. But when you repeat this affirmation while feeling a sense of love, or imagining a moment when you felt cared for, the message sinks deeper into your subconscious. The emotional layer gives the words meaning. Without that emotional connection, affirmations can feel flat and ineffective. Louise taught that we cannot just say words without feeling. The emotional energy behind the words is what activates real change. That is why, when practicing affirmations, it is important to pause, breathe, and connect with the feeling you want to create. Even if it feels a little forced at first, with practice, it becomes more natural. Creating a daily routine that combines both repetition and emotional engagement does not have to be complicated. Start your day with 5 minutes of affirmations. Choose a few statements that feel meaningful to you. Then, close your eyes and visualize yourself living according to those new beliefs. Imagine how your day would look and feel if you truly believed every word you were saying. You can also write your affirmations in a journal. As you write, let yourself feel the hope, the excitement, or even the calmness that comes with these new beliefs taking root. Some people like to place sticky notes with positive statements around their home or workspace. The goal is to surround yourself with reminders that support your new mental patterns. Another tool Louise often recommended was mirror work. This simple yet powerful exercise involves looking at yourself in the mirror while speaking affirmations out loud. It might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time, it helps break down inner resistance and builds a stronger emotional connection with your new beliefs. If mornings feel rushed, choose a time in the evening to reflect on your progress. Think about moments during the day when you caught yourself falling back into old patterns. Without judgment, acknowledge those moments and gently remind yourself of your commitment to change. Celebrate even the smallest victories. Every step counts. Now, before we move on, let me ask you, have you ever tried combining affirmations with visualization or emotion? If not, which method do you feel most excited to try after hearing these suggestions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight might give someone else the courage to start their own daily routine. In the next part of this video, we will explore the most common mistakes people make when trying to build new habits and how you can avoid them to make your journey smoother and more enjoyable. As you begin applying these techniques, it is important to recognize some common mistakes that often prevent people from successfully creating new habits. Even with the best intentions, it is easy to fall into patterns that slow your progress or make you feel discouraged. Louise Hay always reminded us to approach ourselves with kindness and patience, especially during times of change. Understanding these challenges can help you stay focused and motivated. One of the most common mistakes is setting unrealistic expectations. Many people expect overnight results. I believe that after saying a few affirmations or making small changes for a couple of days, everything in their life will suddenly improve. When that does not happen, frustration sets in, and they give up. Louise taught that change is a process. It requires consistency and trust. The roots of new habits take time to grow, just like seeds in a garden. Another mistake is focusing too much on what you do not want. For example, someone trying to stop negative self-talk might keep repeating thoughts like, "I don't want to hate myself anymore." The problem is that this still centers your attention on the negative. Instead, Louise encouraged people to focus on the positive outcome they wish to create. A better affirmation would be, "I choose to love and accept myself." A third mistake is letting self-criticism take over when progress feels slow. You might catch yourself thinking, "Why am I not changing faster? What is wrong with me?" This inner dialogue creates stress and makes it harder for your new habits to take root. Louise always reminded us that every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Celebrate progress, even if it feels tiny. Another common pitfall is inconsistency. Skipping days or practicing affirmations only when you feel inspired weakens the impact. Consistency builds momentum, even on days when you do not feel motivated. Simply showing up for yourself by repeating one positive statement or reflecting for a few minutes keeps the energy moving in the right direction. Some people also struggle with believing their affirmations. They say the words but feel disconnected from them. This is natural, especially when you are shifting deeply rooted beliefs. One way to bridge this gap is by using transitional affirmations. Instead of jumping to a statement like, "I completely love myself," you might start with, "I am willing to learn how to love myself." This creates less internal resistance and feels more believable in the beginning. Let me ask you something. Have you ever caught yourself falling into one of these patterns while trying to create change in your life? Which one feels most familiar to you right now? Take a moment to reflect, and if you feel comfortable, share your experience in the comments. Talking about these challenges openly helps. Build a supportive space where others can relate and feel encouraged. In the next part of this video, we will explore how to create an environment that supports your new habits and makes it easier for you to stay on track every day. Now that you are aware of the common mistakes, let's focus on something equally important: your environment. Louise Hay often emphasized that our surroundings play a powerful role in shaping our thoughts and behaviors. The energy of the spaces where we live and work can either support our growth or reinforce old limiting patterns. Creating an environment that nurtures your new habits can make the process feel more natural and enjoyable. Take a moment to look around your home. Are there objects, images, or even clutter that remind you of difficult times or negative feelings? Sometimes, without realizing it, we keep physical reminders of past struggles. These subtle triggers can make it harder to stay committed to positive change. Louise always encouraged people to fill their space with things that inspire joy, peace, and love. Start by making small adjustments. You do not need to redecorate your entire house. Even placing a few positive affirmations on your bathroom mirror or creating a small corner for reflection and gratitude can shift the energy. Choose colors, objects, or images that make you feel calm and supported. Lighting a candle, playing soft music, or having fresh flowers can also help set a mood that encourages mindfulness and positive thinking. Your environment also includes the people you surround yourself with. Are there relationships in your life that drain your energy or make you doubt yourself? While it may not always be possible to change these relationships immediately, becoming aware of how they affect you is the first step. Louise often reminded her students to set healthy boundaries and prioritize their emotional well-being. One way to build a supportive emotional environment is by finding like-minded people who share similar goals. This could be a friend who is also working on personal growth, an online community, or even participating in workshops and events where you can connect with others on the same path. Another useful practice is creating visual reminders of your goals. A simple vision board with words and images that represent the changes you want to make can keep you inspired. Place it somewhere you will see every day. The visual connection reinforces your intentions and keeps your mind focused on what you are creating. Daily rituals also play an important role in shaping your environment. Whether it is starting your morning with a few minutes of quiet reflection or ending your day by writing in a gratitude journal, these small actions help anchor your new habits. Louise often spoke about the power of beginning and ending each day with positive thoughts. These moments create emotional safety and encourage your mind to accept new patterns more easily. Let me ask you something. When you think about your current environment, what is one small change you could make today to better support your growth? It could be moving a chair, adding a plant, or even clearing a cluttered space. Take a moment to reflect, and if you feel inspired, share your idea in the comments. Your action might encourage someone else to do the same. In the next part of this video, we will talk about how to track your progress and keep yourself motivated. Even when challenges arise, as you continue building your new habits, one of the most important things you can do is track your progress. Louise Hay always emphasized the value of acknowledging every small step forward. She believed that celebrating progress, no matter how minor it may seem, reinforces positive change and motivates you to keep going. Many people overlook this step. They get so focused on the big goal that they forget to notice the little victories happening along the way. Maybe you woke up 5 minutes earlier today. Maybe you replaced one negative thought with a more supportive one. Or maybe you simply paused to take a deep breath when you felt stressed. These moments matter. They are signs that your new habits are taking root. One simple way to track your progress is by keeping a daily journal. Every evening, write down one thing you did that supported your new habit. It does not have to be a long entry. Even a single sentence is enough. The goal is to create a written record of your growth. Over time, this journal becomes a powerful reminder of how far you have come. Another method is using a habit tracker. This could be a printable chart, an app on your phone, or even just a calendar where you mark each day you complete your habit. Watching the days accumulate creates a sense of momentum. It helps you stay motivated, especially on days when you feel like giving up. Louise also encouraged people to speak kindly to themselves during moments of struggle. If you miss a day or fall back into an old pattern, do not use it as an excuse for self-criticism. Instead, gently remind yourself that change is a journey. One missed day does not erase all the progress you have made. In fact, how you respond to setbacks often determines how quickly you bounce back. Visualization can also be part of your progress tracking. Take a few minutes each week to close your eyes and imagine yourself fully living with your new habit. Feel the emotions of success, pride, and joy as if you have already achieved your goal. This emotional practice keeps your vision alive and strengthens your belief that change is possible. You might also consider sharing your progress with someone you trust. Having an accountability partner can make a big difference. This could be a friend, a family member, or even someone in an online community focused on personal growth. Sharing your wins and challenges creates connection and support. Now, let me ask you something. What is one small victory you've had recently, no matter how tiny it seems? Maybe it was saying a kind word to yourself or taking a single step toward your goal. Take a moment to acknowledge it. And if you feel comfortable, share it in the comments. Your experience might remind someone else that small steps really do add up. In the next and final part of this video, we will bring everything together and talk about how you can stay committed to these changes long-term while being gentle and loving with yourself every step of the way. Now that you have learned how repetition, emotional impact, and your environment work together to shape your habits, it is time to bring all these elements into a long-term commitment to yourself. Louise Hay often spoke about the importance of consistency and self-love in any personal growth journey. Lasting change is not about perfection. It is about showing up for yourself day after day, even when it feels challenging. One of the most important things to remember is that change happens in layers. Some days you will feel full of energy and motivation. Other days, it might feel like you are making no progress at all. This is natural. Louise always reminded her students to stay patient and compassionate during these ups and downs. Progress is not always visible at first, but each effort builds on the one before it. Developing a new habit is like building a new path in the forest of your mind. The first few times you walk this path, it feels rough and unfamiliar. But with each step, the ground becomes clearer. So the more you walk it, the easier it gets. Eventually, that new path becomes the one your mind chooses automatically. Another key to long-term success is celebrating your growth. Take time to acknowledge how far you have come. Look back at where you started. Notice the changes in your thoughts, emotions, and daily actions. Even if your progress feels small, it is real. Louise often encouraged people to celebrate every step, reminding them that each moment of awareness is a victory. Setting gentle reminders for yourself can help you stay on track. Place affirmations where you can see them often. Keep your journal nearby. Choose daily rituals that feel joyful and sustainable. The goal is not to pressure yourself, but to create a life where positive habits feel natural and rewarding. Surrounding yourself with supportive influences also makes a big difference. Whether it is reading books by Louise Hay, joining online communities, or simply spending time with people who uplift you, positive energy helps reinforce your commitment to growth. And most importantly, remember that it is okay to ask for help. Whether through books, courses, or conversations with trusted friends, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Louise always said that healing and transformation often happen more easily when shared with others. Now, before we close this video, let me ask you something meaningful. After everything we discussed today, what is the one habit you feel most inspired to focus on right now? Take a moment to reflect. If you feel comfortable, share your answer in the comments below. Your intention might encourage someone else who is ready to take their first step. And if this video has helped you in any way, feel free to subscribe to the channel and share your thoughts. Your voice matters here. Together, we are building a space where personal growth feels safe, inspiring, and possible for everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up for yourself. Your journey toward positive change has already begun, and this is only the start.